Hello students, I am Dr. Meenakshi Maur, Assistant Professor, Zoology, Sri Samlaji Government College, Manfia, Chittorgarh. Today I am going to complete bacteria classification. So it is part 2. In previous lecture, I initiated classification of bacteria and covered the first four criteria, that is shape, flagellation, composition of cell wall and optimum temperature of their growth. Now, today I will cover other criteria, that is mode of respiration, spore formation and mode of nutrition. So first is classification on the basis of mode of their respiration. So bacteria may be of five types on the basis of their mode of respiration. So first is obligate anaerobes, second is facultative anaerobes, third is obligate anaerobes, fourth is aerotolerant anaerobes, and the last one is microaerophiles. Obligate aerobes are those bacteria which require oxygen to live. Means oxygen is very necessary for them. Example is Pseudomonas. Now, second is facultative anaerobes. They are those bacteria which can use oxygen, but even they can grow in its absence. Means oxygen is not necessary for them. They have actually complete set of enzymes. They can use oxygen, but they also can live without oxygen. Examples are E. coli, that is Escherichia coli, Staphylococcus, yeast, and many intestinal bacteria. Means oxygen is not necessary for them. Then obligate anaerobes. They can't use oxygen and they are harmed by the presence of toxic forms of oxygen. They do not require oxygen, and if oxygen is present, they can't survive. Example is Clostridium bacteria, which causes tetanus and botulism. Then aerotolerant anaerobes. They can't use oxygen, but tolerates its presence. Means the oxygen is not required, but if oxygen is present, even they can survive. Means they are not harmed by the presence of oxygen. They can break down toxic forms of oxygen. Example, lactobacillus, which carry out fermentation regardless of the oxygen presence. Now, last one is microaerophiles. They are those bacteria which require oxygen but at low concentration. They are sensitive to toxic forms of oxygen. Example is Campylobacter. So, these are the bacteria which are classified on the basis of mode of their respiration. Now, second classification is based on spore formation. So, bacteria are of two types, spore forming bacteria and another is non-sporing bacteria. Spore forming bacteria are those bacteria which produce spore during unfavorable condition, and they are further divided into two groups. First is endospore forming bacteria and second is exospore forming bacteria. In endospore, spore produced within the bacterial cell. Example is Bacillus, Clostridium and Sporosarcina. Second is exospore forming bacteria. They are those bacteria in which spore is produced outside the cell. Example is Methylocyanus. Then non-sporing bacteria. Bacteria which do not produce spore. Example is E. coli and Salmonella. So this is the classification based on the spore formation. Now, classification on the basis of nutrition. So, on the basis of nutrition, bacteria can be autotrophic or heterotrophic. Autotrophic bacteria are again grouped into two: photoautotrophic and chemoautotrophic. Photoautotrophic bacteria may be green sulfur bacteria or purple sulfur bacteria. Chemoautotrophic bacteria may be hydrogen, carbon, nitrifying, iron, methane, sulfur bacteria. Now, heterotrophic bacteria, they are again grouped into two: photoheterotrophic and chemoheterotrophic. They may be saprophytic, symbiotic, and parasite. Autotrophic bacteria are those bacteria which synthesize their food from inorganic substance like water, carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, salts. The autotrophic bacteria are of two types: photoautotrophs and chemoautotrophs. Autotrophic bacteria, these bacteria capture the energy of sunlight and convert it into chemical energy. And during this process, carbon dioxide get reduced to carbohydrates. The hydrogen donor is water, and the process produce free oxygen. Photoautotrophs has chlorophyll pigment in their cell, and its main function is to capture sunlight. Example is cyanobacteria. Some autotrophic bacteria are anaerobes and they have a bacteriochlorophyll and bacteriovidin pigments. Now, there are two types of bacteria again: purple sulfur bacteria and the green sulfur bacteria. These bacteria have a pigment bacteriochlorophyll which is located on their thylakoids, and these bacteria get their energy from sulfur compounds. Example is Chromatium, Theopedia rosea, and Theospirillum. Then green sulfur bacteria. These bacteria use hydrogen sulfide as hydrogen donor, and this reaction occurs in presence of sunlight, and they use pigment which is known as bacteriovidin or bacteriophyophytin or chlorobium chlorophyll. Examples of green sulfur bacteria are Chlorobium limicola and Chlorobacterium. These green sulfur bacteria take oxygen from inorganic sources like sulfides and thiosulfides. Hence, these are known as photolithographs. So, this is photoautotrophic bacteria, green sulfur bacteria and purple sulfur bacteria. Now, I am going to discuss chemoautotrophic bacteria. They do not require light and pigment for their nutrition. They oxidize inorganic substance with the help of atmospheric oxygen, and the reaction release the energy which is used to drive the synthetic process of the cell. They may be sulfur, hydrogen, iron, methane, nitrifying, or carbon bacteria. So, first is sulfur bacteria, which is also known as sulfomonas. These bacteria get their energy by oxidation of elemental sulfur or hydrogen sulfide. Example is Thiobacillus or Bagotoa. They are again of two types: elemental sulfur oxidizing bacteria. These denitrifying sulfur bacteria oxidize elemental sulfur to sulfuric acid, that is H2SO4. Example is Thiobacillus denitrificans. Then sulfide oxidizing bacteria. These bacteria oxidize hydrogen sulfide and release sulfur. Example is Begotova. Now, hydrogen bacteria, which are also known as hydromonas. These bacteria convert hydrogen into water. Example is Bacillus, Pentotrophs, and Hydrogenomonas. Then iron bacteria, which are also known as pheromonas. These bacteria inhabit water and they get energy by oxidation of ferrous compounds into ferric forms. Example is Thiobacillus ferroxidans or Ferrobacillus. Then methane bacteria. These bacteria get their energy by oxidation of methane into water and carbon dioxide. Then nitrifying bacteria. These bacteria get their energy by oxidation of ammonia and nitrogen compounds into nitrates. Nitrosomonas oxidize ammonia to nitrites and nitrobacter converts nitrites to nitrates. Then carbon bacteria. These bacteria oxidize carbon monoxide into carbon dioxide. Example is Bacillus oligocarbophilus. Then heterotrophic bacteria. These bacteria obtain their ready-made food from organic substance, which may be living or dead. Most of the pathogenic bacteria of human beings uh, or plants, animals are heterotrophs, and they may be of two types: photoheterotrophs and chemoheterotrophs. Photoheterotrophs utilize light energy, but they cannot use carbon dioxide as their sole source of carbon. They obtain energy from organic compounds in order to satisfy their carbon and electron requirements. In this type of bacteria, there is a pigment which is known as bacteriochlorophyll. Example of photoheterotrophs are purple non-sulfur bacteria like Rhodospirillum, Rhodomicrobium, Rhodopseudomonas palustris. Then chemoheterotrophic bacteria. They obtain carbon and energy from organic compounds like carbohydrates, lipids, and proteins. So in these bacteria, glucose or monosaccharide you get mixed with oxygen and release carbon dioxide and water and energy. There are three main categories of chemoheterotrophs, that is saprophytic bacteria, symbiotic bacteria, and parasitic bacteria. So first is saprophytic bacteria. They obtain their food from dead or organic decaying matter like leaves, fruits, vegetables, meat, animal feces, leather, and humus. And actually, they secrete enzymes in order to digest the food. And after they digest the food outside, they absorb it or they absorb it and or consume it. The enzymes which are secreted by them to break down the complex compounds like carbohydrate and protein uh, into simpler soluble compounds, and they get easily absorbed. Examples are Bacillus mycoides, Bacillus ramosus, and Acetobacter. Then parasitic bacteria. They obtain nutrition from the tissue of the host on which they grow. Parasitic bacteria may be harmless or may cause serious disease. They cause various diseases in plants and animals, and therefore they are known as pathogens. Example is Bacillus typhosus, Bacillus anthracis, Bacillus tetani, Bacillus diphtheria, Bacillus tuberculosis, Bacillus pneumoniae, Vibrio cholerae, Pseudomonas citrae. Then symbiotic bacteria. These bacteria live in close association with other organisms as symbionts. and they are beneficial to the organism on which they live or with which they live. These bacteria may be found inside the roots of leguminous plants. These bacteria fix free atmospheric nitrogen into nitrogenous compounds which are utilized by the plant. And in return, the plant provides nutrients and give protection to the bacteria. Examples of nitrogen fixing bacteria are Bacillus redicola, Bacillus agatobacter, Rhizobium, Clostridium rhizobium species, or Agatobacter, etc. So these are chemoheterotrophic bacteria. So in today's lecture, first I explained the classification of the bacteria on the basis of mode of respiration. So they may be obligate aerobes, facultative anaerobes, obligate anaerobes, aerotolerant anaerobes, microaerophiles. On the basis of spore formation, they may be spore-forming bacteria or non-sporing bacteria. Then on the basis of nutrition, they are grouped into two, autotrophic and heterotrophic. Autotrophic is again grouped into two, photoautotrophic and chemoautotrophic, and heterotrophic bacteria are again grouped into two, photoheterotrophic and chemoheterotrophic. Photoeutrophic bacteria may be green sulfur or purple sulfur. Chemoautotrophic may be hydrogen, carbon, nitrifying, iron, methane, sulfur bacteria. And chemoheterotrophic bacteria are saprophytic or symbiotic or parasitic. And photoheterotrophic bacteria are purple non-sulfur bacteria. So this is about classification of bacteria. Thank you.